Why hello there and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first reaction video. I think it's my first reaction video. It's going to be to a What Would You Do episode. If you aren't aware of what that show is, it's a reality TV show on ABC and they take people of certain groups. So for instance in this episode it's deaf people and they just put them in scenarios that nobody really wants to deal with in real life and they see how strangers would react. And on Friday an episode with two deaf men came out and people have been watching it and I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna react to it. Why not? So right off the bat, I already have a reaction to who is in it. Nyle DiMarco is in it, and another guy who I don't know. But already I can just say that, with all due respect, I'm really kind of overseeing the two same people in mainstream TV over and over again. Nyle DiMarco and Marlee Matlin. I respect everything that they do. I'm very happy with how they made deaf awareness, you know, more into mainstream Hollywood and things like that because of how big they got in with their success that is well deserved. But Nyle and Marlee are not the only two deaf people in the world, especially not in Hollywood, and I would just like to see other experiences from other deaf people. A deaf black man is gonna have different experiences than Nyle, who is white and deaf, and you know, I'm just kind of overseeing the same faces over and over again. Let's get other people in. Hello, editing me real quick. I just want to say that I know why this show would have picked up Nyle, or even if they were to say pick up Marlee Matlin for this. I know why they chose these two people because, like I said, they're well-known people. But it's also maybe important to note that other deaf people have made it aware that they also brought up this idea and wanted to be involved with it, but then they were just, ABC people were just like, eh, so it's just, yeah. Also, Nyle is a well-known man in the deaf world, so it's just kind of bizarre to me that you would get someone who's decently well-known into the show. I don't know if this is a normal thing. I don't know if other, like, well-known actors have been involved in this and have played the victim in the situation. It's a weird choice to me, in my opinion. Okay, here we go. Alright, so the title is, A Waiter is Rude and Dismissive to a Deaf Man at a Restaurant. What would you do?
Table for one? Come with me. Your waiter, Tyler, will be right over.
Welcome. What can I get you? What? Look, I don't know what you're trying to say, but I don't have time for this.
It happens.
Already, right off the bat, why do we have captions? This isn't a video from a YouTuber who is a YouTuber. This is a TV program from a well-known network that I believe by law should be having proper captions done on their channel. This isn't the automatic captions from YouTube. These are community contributed, but the grammar is all wonky and the sentences are going to be way too long, and then they'll have a word that's like just one word on the bottom by itself. And that format is even harder to read than the way that the YouTube automatic captions roll them up. There's no periods, there's no commas, it's too long.
More often than you know, the deaf and hard of hearing at the receiving end of hurtful looks and comments. This incident caught on camera.
It's against company policy. I can't do it.
A deaf customer typed his order onto his phone at the drive-thru of an Ohio fast food restaurant.
I will call 911 if you don't move.
But the worker wouldn't take it and ignored the customer. The employee was fired, and Taco Bell released a statement saying they are committed to.
Do you see how long this caption is? This is too long. To anybody that's doing community contributions, you cannot have the captions be this long. It takes way too long to read, and like I'm trying to watch the clip itself, and you just can't really watch what's going on when you're spending so much time trying to read the entire caption. It's too long. They shouldn't be using community contribution for this particular channel because it's a network anyways, but still, holy crap, that's so long. But yeah, so I've actually talked about the whole Taco Bell thing before in another video. I'll have it up in a card right around here. And yeah, it's becoming an issue, and I'm glad to see that the show is bringing it to light on a more mainstream level, at least.
Maintaining an environment free of discrimination or harassment.
I cannot help you.
Okay, see, this is my issue. That's it. And then they switch to the next thing, and it's in the middle of a sentence, and it's, oh God, I can't.
You see a man being discriminated against because he's deaf.
Aren't you supposed to have an interpreter here or something?
What would you do?
I know this is acting, I know this is part of the whole skit, but can you imagine bringing an interpreter with you every time you want to go somewhere, like for dinner?
We've set up our hidden cameras at the Tom Sawyer Diner. And joining us to take in the action is Nyle DiMarco.
You couldn't respect Nyle enough to capitalize his name.
He's also a deaf advocate. He's here on set with his interpreter. Our waiter, Tyler, is listening to producer instructions by earpiece. And we're communicating with J.W., the deaf actor playing the customer, via text message.
What are you hoping we'll see from people today?
I'm hoping that people won't just stand by. I'm hoping that people won't be bystanders.
We're rolling.
Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna get you. I don't know what you're trying to say. Look, man, I don't have time for this.
This first diner overhears the drama right away.
She's noticing already. It's not my job.
Are you waiting on people? What's going on?
Could you show a little more sensitivity?
I got a full dining room over there. I don't have time
okay. You don't treat people that way.
Great.
As a matter of fact,
She's out of her seat, approaching our actor playing the manager.
Is everything okay, miss?
he was just so rude to this man.
Honestly, I'm not even really reading the captions anymore because they're so difficult. But I can appreciate that somebody stood up for this man. But I finding it really, really strange that, again, I know it's a skit, I know it's acting, it's all part of the thing, but the average everyday person doesn't understand the gesture for menu. That's hard to imagine. I feel like it's really, really overdramatic. Like, yes, discrimination against deaf customers and clients, it happens, there's no doubt about that, but this seems a little over.
And who's deaf, but this isn't my job, whatever. What the hell is he doing here?
I'm so sorry, miss.
He should be sorry. Yeah, by all means, disappear.
But our waiter, he hasn't learned his lesson.
I just don't understand why you had to talk to my manager about that.
Turns out she is perfectly qualified to teach him.
Okay, listen. I'm a professor of communication skills. You have none.
ABC, I really, really, really need you to get the proper captioning for this, because you know, sometimes, because there's that whole line, it's actually two people talking, you don't know who is saying what really, especially maybe on a big screen TV, you might be able to tell, like, lip reading the final word, but on a small screen like this, you know, it's far away, ABC, please.
Ah, this is beautiful. Okay, let's go break it.
If this happened to me in real life, I would have left. I wouldn't even stayed. I'm gone.
John, with What Would You Do? The TV show. He's an actor.
Kidding?
No. This young man is Nyle.
I'm Nyle.
He's interpreting for Nyle.
Okay.
I absolutely love everything about your attitude today and your approach. I mean, my faith in humanity has been completely restored.
Tell us, why did you step in?
I didn't like his attitude, I didn't like his tone of voice, and I didn't like what he said.
Why are you like that?
So can I get you? What? What?
Okay, so as it turns out, I don't think Nyle is going to be the one actually acting. He's just a behind-the-scenes guy. So, okay, I take back what I said about experiences, even though he's also still talking about his own experiences. I still, at the same time, I mean what I said. Still would be nice to just get someone else. But I'm glad they didn't put Nyle in the actual acting part of it because, again, he's well known. So I feel like it would just ruin the whole experience. And I don't know who JW is, so. Hi, future me again. So as I'm looking for images for the video, I'm seeing screenshots of Nyle actually taking part in the acting portion. And that seems that it was like well after I decided to stop watching the video. So I can't comment on what his experience is like. I imagine it's just going to be the same exact thing. But I can't keep watching it if it's not accessible. I just can't. So, okay, now we know that he was definitely in the episode.
What are you saying to me right now?
He's deaf. He can't hear you.
We're at it again.
He can't hear you. He's deaf.
Okay, well, he should have somebody with him to, like, help me.
You could read if he points to it. You could just read.
That's not my job, though.
And when Tyler makes it clear he isn't willing to help,
You can't read? I'll read it for you.
this diner offers JW her assistance.
He's helping him.
He wants a crab cake slider.
This isn't your job either.
It's
You
not
don't
my
need
job, but I have compassion. Like, he wants to eat his food.
Have Tyler say, you write it down. I'm out of here.
Oh my god, this man is a grown man. You don't need to go over there and order for him. I know she's just trying to help, but it's just weird to me. Like, if I was in this situation and somebody was trying to come in and order for me, like, go over my shoulder and do that, I'd just be like, okay, please, fight for me at my accessibility all you want and yell at the man who's being rude, but to be over my shoulder and just be like, okay, he wants this. I'm like, I can point, man.
Okay, well then here, you can write it down.
So
Okay, cool. You can write it down.
Where's your manager? I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Another customer choosing to alert the manager.
Why does she need to be writing it down? Just give the notepad to the man, to the deaf man. Even though he's pointing to the actual items, you don't need to write it down. He's pointing to it.
About our wicked waiter.
He's deaf. He's just trying to order food. He could read.
Okay.
Trying to read.
Honestly, I think this
What
is
is she saying? What are
She's
these
doing absolutely
captions?
everything
Where
right.
are they?
This is what we'd love to see more people do in these situations.
I'm not.
He's threatening to leave.
This is insane. All this man wants to do is eat. I would not spend $1 in his plates if I was him. I would walk out of here and go somewhere else.
I'm so sorry. Please don't get upset.
Don't get upset. He's treating this man like he's not a human being. This is a person sitting here. He has a disability. There's no reason to treat anyone like this.
Time for us to step in.
Oh my God.
There's something about the whole deaf customer sitting there, like, not saying anything and standing up for himself. Something about that really bothers me. You know, when they're showing the clips of the things that have actually happened in real life, they're standing up for themselves, but this guy's just sitting there helpless like a child, and it's just kind of bothering me a little bit. Like, when will you stand up for your own self? What I'm getting at here is that this whole entire episode has a very strong, like, damsel in distress, or even worse, infantilizing vibe to it that's really weirding me out. Like, this is a grown-ass man, and, like, they're being all, hearing savior complex, and just babying him almost. It's this really weird vibe to me that I can't get with. And I asked around on Twitter and Facebook, and it seems like other people are feeling the same way. Again, I know it's all part of the skit.
How are you? I'm John. Thank you, thank you. You got tears in your eyes.
Yes, I do have tears in my eyes.
Why?
Because I just can't believe someone would treat someone else like this. It's just craziness.
Honestly, thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you for standing up. Often we'll go out to eat and servers will treat us really rudely and be condescending to us. And it's really great that you got involved.
Don't you think that these people should be traveling with people, not alone?
Yes, I agree with you.
This next diner agrees with some of what Tyler is saying,
That doesn't entitle us to be unkind to them.
but maybe not his
Well, what
approach.
is she saying?
I don't think I was being honest.
What is she saying? What is she exactly agreeing with? I can't tell because your captions are... God. If you're gonna make content about deaf people, make it accessible for us so we can watch it and actually understand what's going on. And if she was deaf, what? No, did they stop captioning it? You know what? I'm finished. I'm not gonna continue watching it anymore because the fact that it's so horribly captioned by the community, I can't. No, I'm done. Like, this whole entire thing became more about reacting about the lack of accessibility in the video itself than the content, the video itself. But yeah, that is frustrating to watch. It's something that's happened. It's happened a lot this year already at Taco Bell, at KFC. I think it's happened at McDonald's even. There's been a lot of viral Facebook videos from other deaf customers. But I have to say, I've never had it, in my personal experience anyway, I've never had something as bad as that. I've had people refuse to write. I remember another deaf friend of mine and I, we were going to get sushi, and we kept asking the waitress to write whatever she was saying. She was talking about specials or whatever, and she just would not stop talking. So she wasn't being like, oh my god, why are you here? You're by yourself. Oh my god, I can't help you. I'm out. Like, get an interpreter. You deaf people shouldn't be alone. But it was frustrating not have that same sort of accessibility when I could just point to something to you right on the phone, but you don't want to do it back. And then just other places, like travel agencies that I've been to before, tax things sometimes, doctors, whatnot. They don't want to write for you, and it's so frustrating. Like, this isn't a life or death situation. You're not gonna die if I'm not gonna die if a waiter is being rude to me, but if I was at the hospital, like that one time when I was, a car crash stuff, it could possibly be a life and death situation if they were to give the wrong type of medication. That was a scene that switched in birth, and, some people are allergic to certain medications. It can kill them, and we don't want that kind of thing to happen. I even have a horror story from when I was at the airport, and it took 9 people to get one to write. It took actually, no, nobody wrote to me except for the very first woman. So it took one person to write, and then the rest of them just didn't want to do it at all, and that was horrible. Restaurants, airports, tax offices, medical people especially, really need disability/deaf awareness training, because this happens far too often, one way or another, and it really needs to stop. But yeah, if you're in the service industry, be mindful, be respectful, and if your boss hasn't given you any sort of awareness training, tell them to do so, because that's going to be very beneficial and is important to have anyway. Anyways, if you've seen the episode in full, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. If you had to watch it, the YouTube version, because it's so horrible. If you would like to help translate this video, I'll have a translation link down below. Always very helpful, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I will see you later.